Alright, it's been a while since I've done a record album show-off video. So let's start showing off. Okay, the other night I went and saw the Zero Boys and I had them autograph some things and I bought one thing from them. So let's get into the poster from the Seattle Sound Fest. I don't remember what year this was, but it was August 21st at the Sierra Project, which is directly, when I say directly, I mean directly under the Space Needle. And it was the Cro-Mags and the Zero Boys and the three members of the band that I saw the other night were in Hamtramck to autograph this flyer that I took off of a telephone pole. From the very first time I ever saw the Zero Boys, and Jello Biafra was standing right behind me, rocking out to the Zero Boys. All right. This GBH record is linked to the Zero Boys because it has a cover version of the song Energy on it. And it's from The Church of the Truly Warped by GBH LP, which I think is really good. The cover isn't that great, but what's inside is great. Anyway, GBH do a really good version of a Zero Boys song. Alright, and here is the record that has the Energy song on it, and this is the Zero Boys History Of. And it's autographed by the two dudes that played on the songs from the early 80s that are on this wonderful, great punk rock LP. This thing is near perfect. Do you see it? Don't be afraid to pick it up, the Zero Boys History Of. Damn, I sound like a Ronco commercial. Oh, here's what the record looks like. Okay, here's the record that I bought at the show, to be of good, I don't know, to make them want to autograph my other stuff. So I thought I'd buy something from them. And this is the Zero Boys Monkey record. The first side is okay. The lyrics aren't anything you'd want to remember. But the music on the first side is great, and the first two songs on side B are good, and then the rest of side B is horrible. But anyway, autographed. Zero Boys record. And there's the Little Monkey record. So check it out on YouTube before you buy it. Okay, this is the Zero Boys Hollywood, and these are some songs from the guitar player that they had that committed suicide, and he was a main songwriter on that record by them that I just praised. And it's autographed by the three dudes that played on it. Here's the little thing that came with it. I bought this from the Toys That Kill guys in fabulous San Pedro, California. And there's what the record looks like. Is this any good? Yeah, but it's not punk rock. The Zero Boys Hollywood record is not a punk rock record. It's a good rock and roll record. But it's not punk rock. Alright, let's move on to the last. Zero Boys record, Vicious Circle, more autographs. This thing is, I guess it's legendary, but it's not as good as the History Of record. So, History Of record, and this one, that's kind of all you need by the Zero Boys. Enough to keep you happy. And here's what the vinyl looks like. So that's my entire Zero Boys album collection, and it is autographed. because I drug it all the way down to Hamtramck, Michigan, and they were very happy to autograph the records, but they were kind of standoffish for some reason. You know, as far as, I guess, pleasantries. But they grabbed the records and autographed them, passed them around, found the other band members that were in that place in Hamtramck, and got them autographed up. Great. The drummer, who was an original member, kept staring at this as if to say, where the hell did the guy get that? All right, here we go. Oh. This is a Zero Boys thing that came with this. I forgot all about it. And it tells a little about the band and doesn't have any lyrics. And also, the Zero Boys Monkey record. Ah, geez, don't listen to the lyrics. His voice sounds great, the band sounds great, but what he's saying is completely forgettable. It's really too bad. All right, let's move on to something that's very, very different from the Wild Zero Boys. What this thing is, Sammy Davis Jr. sings great TV tunes. All right, here's the jacket to it. And what TV tunes are on this? Those were the days from All in the Family, moving on up from the Jeffersons. You Can Count on Me from Hawaii Five-0. Beretta's theme from Beretta. We'll Make It This Time from the TV show Kojak. Chico and the Man, singing Chico and the Man. Love Is All Around from the Mary Tyler Moore Show. And then there's Maude from the show Maude. And this thing was only released in Bombay, India. So this is an India-only record of Sammy Davis Jr. singing songs from the TV shows from the 70s. The one problem with this is it got the Tony, Orlando, and Dawn treatment as far as backup singers. If this was just Sammy Davis Jr. with like a drum set and a guitar and he's singing these songs, this thing would be priceless. That's not what it is. There's a full band behind him. There's these backup singers that sing just as much as he does. So this is something that would get you excited, before you listen to it, thinking, it'd be really funny and interesting. And it's not. It's interesting a little bit, but not as interesting as it could have been. Wow. Sammy Davis Jr. sings the great TV tunes. It's a little bit of a heartbreak. I should have showed this in records that nobody else had, and maybe I should have added to it, and maybe I should start this up. Records that nobody else has and nobody else wants. Oh, geez, I could do a bunch of those. I have a bunch of stuff that nobody would even want, yet I love it. All right, here we go. Let's move on to something wonderful. Let's move this pile without bending it, because that GBH, God, what's that record called? The Church of the Poisoned Mind by Culture Club? No, it's The Church of the Truly Warped by GBH. Anyway, that GBH record would be hard to replace. Here we go. We got a double album by the Spits, Kill the Cool. And it's got a gatefold going on. And this thing, as long as they don't want more than $30 for it, it's really worth picking up. This is a bunch of songs by the Spits. It's kind of like a it's like a greatest hits, but a lot of the songs on this aren't on some of their records, at least the ones that I have. And all I got to say about this is it's total Spits satisfaction. All right. Here we go. This is the Melvins. Hold on. Let's take this stuff apart. This is the Melvins cover songs. This is a bootleg record. When you buy this, the Melvins get no money from it. In fact, this is what the record looks like. All right, let's move on from that and let's get into this Melvins record and what this thing sounds like. All right, as far as the songs on this thing, Arnie by the Warlock Pinchers, cover song. Just like it says here, this is all cover songs. Today Your Love, Tomorrow the World by the Ramones. The Arnie Warlock Pinchers, you can't describe what you're hearing. The Melvins can get really weird sometimes, and they really, really do on this release or this compilation. Their version of that Ramones song, it's almost a cappella. Jerk and Crocus by Mott the Hoople. That's really good. Return of the Spiders by Alice Cooper. Wow, that one gets weird. Because in the middle of the song, all the instruments kind of drop out. But, you know, like the band quits playing. And then the lead singer of the Melvins starts whispering the lyrics. Just right up my alley. Just, you've never heard cover songs like what are on this thing. Next one, Rocket Reducer by the MC5. Completely Strange. Lexicon Devil by the Germs. Not as good as the Germs version. I don't know why anybody would really want to cover a Germs song. You're not going to get weirder, you're not going to get crazier, and you're not going to make it better. So covering a Germs song is kind of like going nowhere. But it's fun to listen to, but it just makes you want to listen to the Germs version. Venus in Furs by the Velvet Underground. Damn, that's weird. Such a weird version of that song. God of Thunder by Kiss, not so weird. It's kind of like a normal part of the album. Leech by Green River, very, very strange. California, Urban Allies by the Dead Kennedys with Jello Biafra singing, which is a like a straight version of that song. It's like an audience recording, and it's pretty good. It's Jello singing with the Melvins, and they're doing an old Dead Kennedy song. Love Canal by Flipper, Someday by Flipper. Again, what this cover looks like is exactly what it sounds like. Wonderful release that is not from the Melvins, but from somebody bootlegging the Melvins. All right. What other records? I got a bunch here. And when I go to fabulous Hollywood, California, I'm going to get some more. So, wow, I got a bunch of videos showing new records that I bought. I've been working a lot of overtime bonus at the hospital, so I can afford a bunch of stuff. So let's end this video with this album. This is, let's see if I can pronounce this correctly, Oto Bulky Beaver. This is Super Champion by Oto Bulky Beaver. Wow. What a perfect wonderful, noisy cacophony those 4 women from Japan create. This is their new release. All right, we're digging out more by these wonderful, perfect women. Oh, geez, that one's got a bunch of stuff in it. Here we go. And here is the first record of theirs, picture disc. And it's autographed. And it comes with a poster from a show in Scala, London. Okay, let's discuss these 4. It's kind of like you put melt banana in a blender. But I guarantee you, if you buy this thing, it's going to cost you some money because it's an import only. The shipping and handling is kind of rough off the Bandcamp for these 4. I guess you could just go to YouTube. This thing is crazy. This band is crazy. I'm just thinking this is the best release of the year for just challenging your patience. But it's not really a challenge because even though you think it's kind of all over the place and you don't really like it, you won't shut it off. Because the songs on this thing, each song has, I'd say, 5 to 6 songs within it. That's the best way to describe this thing, is 5 to 6 songs within each song, and those songs are under a minute, under 2 minutes. This is chaos. All praises to these 4 women for creating a band that completely challenges you and you can't get enough of. Also, I'm going to see these women in Chicago at a sold-out show at the Empty Bottle. On the way here to Detroit, I drove through Chicago, but I didn't really stop because I was driving a big moving van and hauling a car. So I don't really call that a trip to Chicago. For this band, Atoke, jeez, I can't pronounce it. They really should have chose a different band name. Oto Bulky Beaver. I will be going all the way to Chicago to see them. They are amazing. All right, that's got to be the end of this video. I worked a lot today for like 13 hours. I'm tired. And this is a heartbreaker. Damn it. I really wish this thing wouldn't have had the backup singers. That really, really could have been something wonderful. I mean, it's something good, but it could have been wonderful. Oh, this also came with the Super Champion record. An order book from the record company that put it out. That is very impressive. It's got Shonen Knife. That's the end of this video. Culture Club is rocking in the background. And I'm going to put these women from Japan on out of sight. Can't listen to them enough. Alright, that's the end of this video. I'm tired. Can't wait to get to Hollywood, California.